Hello and welcome back. It is your host, VLD. Let's get started. Over the last few months, I have reviewed a handful of different foldable keyboards off Amazon, off AliExpress, but I've never really done a direct comparison between any of them. Today, I will be going over pros and cons of each of them, how they stack up to everything, and everything else in between. This one you can pick up off AliExpress under $40. It charges with USB Type-C. The only issue with this is the build quality isn't the best, and moving forward to one of my personal favorites is the one by Bow. That could be the younger cousin of the iClever Bk08. Even throwing that into the mix, all of these keyboards are quite similar, at the same time quite different. I've had more than a few people reach out to me comparing the Avatto to the Bow, which one to get, what is the right one for me. I will be comparing all the trackpads, all the gestures, the keyboards, the size, the build quality, the price point, more of an actual in-depth review comparing each of them to each other, just trying to give a better senses how each of them do perform. Each of them are slightly a little bit different. None of them are exactly the same. The first one you can pick up off AliExpress for about $30. You have a full-size QWERTY keyboard with the world's smallest trackpad. Everything here will work, from clicking, dragging, highlighting text. It's easy to navigate and scroll with 2 fingers. If you swipe up with 3 fingers, it will give you multitasking. 3 fingers swiping down will take you to the home screen. 4 fingers will give you screenshot. The build quality of this keyboard is just average. You can connect up to 3 different devices. It charges with USB Type-C. It's the biggest foldable keyboard I have with a trackpad. Think of the iClever Bk05. The keys are nice and clicky, but the trackpad was just an afterthought. It will work here, but with it being kind of small, just trying to navigate or use any of the gestures, just make it a little bit more awkward than what it should be. The keyboard is decent. The build quality kind of just okay, but if you are looking for a full-size QWERTY keyboard with USB Type-C, this one might be one to consider. The next one to consider is the Avatto one. You can pick that up off AliExpress for around $30. The build quality is just okay, but the keyboard is decent. The trackpad is big and clicky. It's slightly smaller than the first one. Overall, it's much better. You can connect up to 3 different devices. It's Bluetooth. There's no pass-through. It does charge with USB Type-C. The trackpad here isn't bad. It's much bigger than the first one. It's easy to select text, grab an image, scrolling up and down with 2 fingers, 3-finger swipe across with multitasking. If you swipe down with 3 fingers, it will bring up the app tray. 3 fingers swiping down will open up multitasking. You cannot close anything with the trackpad. 4 fingers will give you screenshot. Doing my normal typing tests, I can get around 40 to 50 words per minute. At the end of the day, this keyboard is not bad. It's cheap enough. It charges with USB Type-C. You can connect up to 3 different devices. The only downside, the build quality doesn't feel quite as nice from something from Bow or iClever. You can tell where they cut corners to keep the price down. The next one on my list is from Bow. You can pick that up off AliExpress for around $40. This one has the best build quality of the 3. It has a better keyboard and a better trackpad. Clicking, dragging, selecting text, scrolling up and down with 2 fingers. It feels snappier and quicker, more responsive. 3-finger gestures. If you swipe up, it'll bring you back to your last application. 3 fingers swiping down will bring you home. It feels much faster than the first 2. The keyboard, on the other hand, feels much clickier. This is the best build quality for any non-iClever keyboards. It feels pretty nice to hold, pretty well built. It doesn't have that Fisher-Price feel to it. Comparing the Avatto to the Bow, they're about the same size. The Avatto is a little bit bigger. Clicking on the trackpad for the Avatto, a little bit clickier just because it has bigger switches underneath, but both of them will give you a fake pinch to zoom. Like the switches underneath the Avatto one, just for left and right click, feel a little bit more satisfying. The one by Bow, the switches underneath are a little bit smaller. You have to hit more into the corner to register a click. Besides that, the trackpad for Bow does feel as if it's quicker and faster compared to the one by Avatto. That one will get the job done, but it just doesn't feel as fast as the other one. Throwing in the Bk08, this can be picked up off Amazon for around $60. This has the best switches for any foldable keyboard. It is also much smaller. The trackpad here compared to Bow or Avatto is maybe about half that size. But the build quality, and especially having dedicated buttons instead of just corners of the trackpad, make it more satisfying, especially trying to click and move around. There is a reason why iClever is known for having the best build quality for any foldable keyboard, because they know how to do this down properly. At the same time, the trackpad here is kind of just small. You do have one finger clicking, dragging, highlighting text, two fingers for scrolling up and down. You do have like a fake pinch to zoom. There are no 3 or 4 finger gestures like the rest. With Avatto or Bow, with 3 fingers, you can open up multitasking, switching between applications. 4 fingers will give you a screenshot. Just being easily able to switch between applications make having the Bow or Avatto quicker with my workflow. I don't have to hunt for applications. I can easily switch between messages, maybe browsing the web or YouTube. With the Bk08, you have to stop, find the application and open it instead of just swiping back to it. At the same point, the Bk08 does have the best keyboard out of the whole list. Comparing the Bow to the Bk08, they do look quite similar. You could assume the one by Bow is a cousin to the iClever. I feel as if the one by Bow offers the best deal. It's slightly bigger, it's cheaper, it's made out of plastic. At the end of the day, I feel as if Bow offers the best keyboard with a foldable keyboard with USB Type-C, a trackpad. You can connect up to 3 different devices. It's small enough, it's portable. It's not too small like the Bk08, but I feel as if the Bow hits the sweet spot, has a really good build quality, a really good keyboard, a pretty snappy and quick trackpad. Comparing the first one and Avatto, I do like those two, but they pale in comparison. I do like the Bk08. It's also more expensive than the rest. The Bow hits all the check marks for myself, as if that is the best foldable keyboard with the trackpad out on the market right now. So, like always, I'm your host, VLD. Smash that bell and subscribe. Peace.